Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. Welcome back to the 2025 GSL Global StarCraft League Season 2 Round of 12 Group B. We just wrapped up with our first round of matches, just wrapped up with our first and second series featuring Gumiho, ByuN, Bunny, and Shin, but now we are here with our winners match. Again, both ByuN and Bunny were able to claim their first wins, and now we're here to determine who will make it first through into the next round, into the round of 8, as we have another TvT. Let's go. Now this should be a very different kind of TvT. Gumiho versus Bunny was riddled with proxies and mech, and here I'd expect this series to be riddled with proxy and only a little bit of mech. So should be a bit of a different dynamic. We'll see as we are jumping into game 1. Game 1 is going to be on ley lines. Let's go. Let us go. Again, of course, both ByuN and Bunny are more than willing to be hyper-aggressive, hyper-assertive. I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen ByuN play mech in TvT before. Like, we've seen ByuN play mech before against Zerg. Sure, that's happened multiple times at this point. Has embraced the mech in other matches. Not in this one, though. But we'll see. There's always a first for everything. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. I almost said ByuN. God. It's spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the blue Terran player from South Korea representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. Here we go. Whew. As we're calming down, as we are going to be settling in to our Terran versus Terran. And again, as a reminder, they both do have a second life essentially here. The loser of this series is not out of the group. The loser is going to be knocked down to the decider match. They will have another chance to redeem themselves, another chance to make it through into the next round of a GSL. Already, though, a bit of a divergence. We have a double gas opener out of Bunny going for a faster factory. Meanwhile, ByuN opening up 2-Rax Reaper. Now, when it comes to this 2-Rax Reaper opener here, this is designed to hard counter a proxy. So if Bunny was proxying across the map, he'd be completely shut down. But this can also be a little bit aggressive as well. This can also, once we realize that there's no proxy, you can use this to try to delay the CC to try to get some economic damage done early on. But we have actually seen Cure go for a new kind of adaptation of this. We saw this during the EWC qualifiers twice, actually, because there were just so many TvTs during the EWC qualifiers where Cure was going for 2-Rax Reaper, expanding of course, and not stopping, like just continuing just 2-Rax Reaper production, where he would just break through, overwhelm, and deal critical damage to players like Gumiho, to players like ByuN as well. Like, they both did struggle against that. We just don't stop making Reapers, and they'd just be caught off guard. So we'll see how committed ByuN is with this. As he does move out. Likewise, no scouting from either player. There has been no scouting until now. We see Bunny does check the proxy location, does pull back, he expands, and ByuN is here to delay the CC. As he does poke in, but he's going to be zoned away. Bunny does hold. Bunny does defend. Behind this, ByuN going for a second gas geyser, going for his own factory. A much later expansion here for ByuN. This is quite committed, actually. They poke in. Do poke in. ByuN does expand, but again, a much later expansion. Bunny so far in position, does take some extra hits though. Yeah, it does take extra damage. As the SCV is under fire so far, trading out. So trading 1 for 1, trading 1 for 2. Yeah, better trade for Bunny. Bunny does hold, he does defend, he does deflect. And Bunny so far does secure his natural. So far so good. ByuN pulling away. Does pull away. It looks like ByuN, he's calming down. Okay, looks like he's, oh no, never mind, he's still making more Reapers. More Reapers are amassing. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, there it is. Does cancel, does pull away, and the aggression has subsided. From here, ByuN just making enough to keep himself safe, and now transitioning out of this into his own starport, into his own tech lab, into his own cyclone, and soon to be tank production. So ByuN is calming down. After the early game, I would say that ByuN, also, god damn it, I would say that Bunny is ahead. Bunny, he's in a better position. He does have the faster expansion. He has a high worker gun. He has better saturation, faster mules, and of course did take the fight. And behind this, going to his own 1-1-1 setup, Raven into interference matrix on the way. Now, whether or not Bunny does get into mech, still yet to be determined. We have yet to confirm. We have a couple of safety marines, but we could still see additional factories. Oh, meanwhile, ByuN not going for the initial tech lab, but going for the Liberator first. Interesting. Does go for the Liberator. As the armies do poke back. Well, it is pushed back, as it does attempt to poke in. And there it is, second factory mech. So Bunny, he is going to mech it up as 2 more factories are on the way. Meanwhile, we do see ByuN, of course, embracing his earlier stim timing. Tech lab on the racks, into stim, into more racks. Okay, now the next question begins. What kind of mech is Bunny getting into? Are we going to get into just a more traditional form of just mass tank Viking? Are we going to go into battle mech and go into Macville accelerators, into Hellion Cyclone? What is the plan? Before we can get there, though, ByuN could try to break through. Yeah, nice lock on the Cyclone. Cyclone does go down. Nice pickup. Takes on the Cyclone. ByuN is yet to confirm what's going on. Liberator into the main. Mining is going to be denied. Ooh. Getting 1, 2, 3 SCVs. Getting to 4. Yeah, late reaction by Bunny. Does react late. Marines do respond. Yeah, again, there is no Cyclone. Was sniped earlier. And we have to rely on auto turrets. Or I guess going for the disable. Buying enough time for the Marines. They will get here in time, eventually. Eventually. Uh-oh. They do get choked up. There we go. Nice stutter stepping. Marine goes down. He gets 1, he gets 2. Nice damage with the Liberator. Getting 4 SCVs and 2 Marines. As ByuN is getting his 3rd base on location. Now, we did see Gumiho punished for his greed in his series, but this I'm okay with. Like, this is not an insanely fast expansion from ByuN. It's a CC after his starport. Just claiming his base. Gaining map control, going for drop play. And it's up to Bunny to keep up. The Bunny to keep up. Speaking of, doesn't away. Doesn't either drop. So far, so good. As you see Bunny trying to make his way across the map towards that 3rd. ByuN not quite in position. The tank line is not quite where it needs to be. The CC is exposed. And the base is going to be denied at the same time. ByuN does get back into the main. At least he attempts to. Tanks are in position. Bunny, he will shut this down. It cleans up the drop, shuts down the Marines. ByuN, he will lose everything. And the 3rd base is denied. Bunny winning on both fronts. Denies the 3rd. Defends back at home. Solid setup here by Bunny. Again, ByuN, he was more in position to protect his natural and to protect this ramp, but not protect the 3rd. As ByuN is getting a little bit desperate, does go for the Cyclone counterattack instead. Bunny reinforcing. Cyclone's trying to catch reinforcements. Oh, does work his way through the first tank. There's that disable. Getting 1, getting 2 tanks. Does unsiege in time though. A clutch unsiege out of ByuN. Despite that, Bunny gaining ground, takes out another tank. Now going for the bunker. And ByuN, he's in trouble here. His 3rd base is completely cut off. Yeah, there's no saving that expansion. Base trade? That might be the only way. Either base trade or Trident coming from behind. SCV's going down. Yeah, trying to catch reinforcements or just commit across the map. And how long will it take ByuN to push in? Because ByuN, he knows that he cannot break this position. So he's just racing across the map. Is pushing out. It is his only way. There are some tanks, though. He's pushing into 3 tanks. The rally is here as well. CC almost going down. Oh my god. Taking a lot of damage. There's the scan. I'm sure ByuN is aware that the army's missing. The army should be somewhere. I do think that ByuN could have been a little bit more assertive here. There's only 3 tanks. There's only 3 tanks here and a handful of marauders. Now ByuN is turning around. So I do think that ByuN could break this. Oh. Especially seeing how much freedom he has. Like we can we can land the Vikings on the tanks. We can break this position. The only thing scaring him is that he doesn't know where the rest of the army is. For all he knows, ByuN could just be waiting for the unsiege. There's a scan. There's nothing here. We can send it, man. We can send it. Kill him. That's ByuN coming in from behind. Uh-oh. Now that scenario that I mentioned earlier, how for all ByuN knows, ByuN could be waiting for the unsiege. Now it's actually the reality. Now the reality is here. ByuN comes over the surround, but the tanks are in position. There are the auto turrets. Vikings, they attempt to land, but the tanks, they are going to go down. A nice cleanup here from ByuN. He does break through, cleans up every single tank. Yeah, Vikings, they did not land in time, but now we have the second army. Now second army is moving out. ByuN still has that supply lead, but he's lacking tanks. He's mainly got Vikings, actually. Jesus. 10 Vikings. Tanks are now moving out. And that was an impressive fight there by ByuN with the surround. But ByuN, he should still have enough to break through. Kept the Raven alive. Oh. Boosting in. Full out, and he will lose the medevacs. And that's going to be it. GG gets called. ByuN, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. He will take a lead in the series again. A really solid play there out of ByuN. We saw ByuN attempt to counterattack, attempt to harass, but overall we saw that ByuN was able to outposition. I'm referring to the first move out where ByuN, he had the tools to defend, but if you remember, his tanks, they were set up at the center ramp, not at the third base. So even though he had like 4 tanks in a bunker in position, it did nothing to protect his third. And with that, ByuN was able to deny the third base, was able to deny mining. Despite the greed of ByuN, he didn't really have the economic lead that he otherwise would have wanted, and ByuN was able to gain momentum from there. Likewise, it wasn't just that. If you remember, he also completely shut down the double drop in the main. Like the double drop in the main base got maybe a handful of SCVs. Like it was not worth it there for ByuN. ByuN, he lost too much too quickly. We saw that there was a good fight from ByuN, of course. We saw that ByuN, I would say, was maybe a little bit too reserved, was maybe a little bit too tentative when it came to pushing into the natural. Do you think that he could have done so sooner? Because he didn't, it allowed ByuN to set up for the surround. That was a really good fight for ByuN, but not enough to make up for his losses, right? Not enough to make up for how far behind he was. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN does take lead in the series, and now we are jumping into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran, leading the series 1-0, representing Team Falcons. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can recover. It is ByuN. going for the proxy 2 racks. Let's go. Again, we expected a proxy at least once in this series, maybe even twice as well. But both SCVs are sent across the map, and we are setting up for the proxy 2 racks. Meanwhile, Bunny back at home currently is unaware. His own racks is here in his own main, and we'll see if he opens up double gas. On a map like Persephone, I'm expecting a double gas opener, but our eyes are going to be on Bunny here. Let's go. So chat, F2 used? Yeah, a lot of players do use F2. Hero, renowned for it. I think Maru bit as well. Yeah, it happens. Does happen. Yep, there we go. Double gas opening here out of Bunny. Double gas leads into a faster factory, leads into a delayed CC, but a faster factory is a very safe way to play. So Bunny, he will have the tools to defend. He will have the tools to defend. This is not completely a hard counter. It still comes down to the player micro and the player execution. But so far, things are looking better here for Bunny. As it is proxy 2 racks Reaper. Bunny does go for the safety depot here at the Reaper clip to give him a couple of seconds heads up. There's that factory on the way. So essentially, the win conditioning for Bunny is to defend, to pull the boys, to survive, and to keep that factory up and running until we can get a Hellion. And from the side of ByuN, we'll see if he can pick up the first Reaper. We'll see if he can pick up a couple of SCVs. But the first Reaper would be insane. Ooh, as Bunny, he does move out, and he's checking scouting. Does he react? Oh, he does pull away. Whew, does pull away in time, and now he can pull the boys. There we go, boys are being pulled. He's here to make a stand. ByuN, where's he headed? Headed towards the ramp. Bunny's at the Reaper cliff. Yeah, he's at the cliff. Does catch one Reaper. Yeah, better pickups. Oh, has to get out of here. Does overextend. Oh, big overextension. Reaper goes down. Massive pickup. Hellion's on the way. A bit of a messy defense here, but the Reapers are low, and Bunny still holds. Whew, Bunny still does hold on, but extra SCVs have to be pulled just because he's now down to 1 Reaper. He's still in danger. He's in danger here. ByuN rotating over. Does rotate. Hellion has arrived. From here, Bunny holds. He should be able to hold on. Yeah, nice Hellion volley goes off. Does defend. And now the game will continue. We have the CC on the high ground. Commence on the high ground for Bunny. ByuN, he has yet to expand. Likewise, he has yet to finish up his factory as well. In general, I would say that Bunny's in a better position, but with all these Reapers that are amassing, there's still a chance for ByuN to maybe pick off a Hellion and still potentially get into a mineral line or break this army. Like, this is still a delicate dance. See here, Bunny has to, there we go, getting into his Marines. Tech Lab is on the way. ByuN, he's floating back home. And so far, so good. We have some high ground vision. Reapers are going for the Marines. He gets one. 1 Marine goes down. 2, 3 Marine kills. Not bad. Trading with the Hellions, but oh, the Reapers are lining up. They're lining up. Oh my god, every single Reaper's going to go down. That was not worth it for ByuN. That was a brutal trade, losing 7 Reapers. So 2 Reapers, 3 Marines, and a Hellion. Ay, ay, ay. With that, ByuN, he will lose map control. He is down to 1 Cyclone. Bunny is commencing tank production. And I would say that Bunny is now in a better position. As both players are getting their bases up and running. We have attempted delayed mining. Let's go. Yeah, just being as annoying as he can be. Doing what he can. Cyclone drop. This is getting a little bit desperate. I mean, ByuN is desperate for damage, but this is very risky. Cyclone is in position. Gets a lock on. ByuN's zoned away. Thankfully doesn't commit, as otherwise he would have lost everything. Ooh, and this is a risky maneuver, but I'm all for this. Very fast third. Third base, own location. Remember, ByuN only has 6 SCVs down here on the low ground, but ByuN knows he's behind. He is behind. He has to do something drastic here to catch up in this game. And that answer, that move, is to rush into a third. So this is greedy, but ByuN needs to be greedy here. Behind this mech is on the way from Bunny. Now, we've seen Bunny already against Gumiho, and if Bunny realizes how greedy ByuN is being, then he should go for a Cyclone push. He should go for an early move out, an early push. Once his factories get up and running, I would be all for that. As Bunny is poking out, trying to scout.
Add-on complete.
Does move into the tanks. Raven moves in. Confirms the bio. But he doesn't check the linear location. He doesn't know. Uh-oh. Nice flank. Very nice flank. Catching up the Raven. Yeah, Raven goes down. Nice pickup. Does get the medevac. Barely not. Medevac does survive. Likewise, nice juggling. Does not save the Cyclone. Doesn't save the medevac either. Oh my god. The punish is real, and Bunny, he's pushing, he's committing. Yeah, this is the time. Alas, if he had both Ravens, I think he wins the game. To be honest, if he had both Ravens, I think he disables all 3 tanks, and he can break that position then and there. But now he's down to 1 Raven. So it's not going to be as easy. Still possible. There's a scan. Moves in. Gets 1 disable. Just the 1. There's 2 tanks left. Yeah, 2 tanks remaining. Boys are being pulled. And ByuN, can he pull off his defense? Tank goes down. SCVs, another second tank falls. And with that, looks like Bunny, he might just have too much. Takes out 19 SCVs. And ByuN, he's cut off from his third. He's cut off from the expansion. The Hellions, they're waddling in. The Hellbats. Oh my god. They'll deny the third. ByuN is contained. And again, this is very similar to the Gumiho games. If you weren't here for it, basically Gumiho was hyper greedy against Bunny, and time again he would punish. He would punish, he would move out, he would break Gumiho. And here likewise punishing ByuN as well. Yo, you can't be greedy against Bunny. You can't be greedy. As the boys are pulled, these SCVs are going to go down. I mean, they were dead anyway. ByuN losing 33 SCVs. As we can see, ByuN trying to catch some reinforcements. Cyclone will punish. Oof. Yeah, with that, ByuN, who will lose that Viking advantage. Now, behind this, Bunny doesn't have to push in. In this kind of game, say he can just contain it. He's going for it. Never mind. He doesn't need to push in, but he will. Yeah, tanks a siege up. Boys are being pulled. Hellbats, they will fall. That's still once again going to be so many SCV kills. Likewise, Marauders a guitar to GG gets called, and Bunny, he will claim the series 2-0 and advance on to the GSL round of 8. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, Bunny. He will claim the series. A very strong performance here. Bunny embracing his mech and looking very strong in both Terran versus Terran matchups. But once again, there was a bit of a common thread between Bunny versus Gumiho and Bunny versus ByuN. As we mentioned just here in this game, is his opponents being hyper greedy against him. Likewise, his opponents trying to cheese him out as well. Succeeding from the side of Gumiho, if you recall. Gumiho did have that crazy game 1 against Bunny, which did kind of set the pace for the series. But here, Bunny playing safe against ByuN, shut down the Proxy Reaper. Likewise, ByuN being forced to be greedy or being pressured to be greedy and cut corners was punished for that as well. GG. GG, well played. with that, of all players, Bunny he does make it through in first place. Very impressive, and not something that I was expecting. I'll be honest, like coming into this group, I was leaning more heavily towards players like Gumiho or ByuN or even Shin, but no, Bunny, he does pop off, he does come out on top, he will make it through in first place, and now we are here to determine who will be the first player eliminated from the group. Oh boy, here we go. So congratulations to Bunny as he does advance on. Meanwhile, up next, we have Shin versus Gumiho. Now, if you're a ByuN fan, don't worry, don't fret. ByuN is still in the group. He's still in the tournament. ByuN is waiting for the winner of this series, waiting for the winner of Shin and Gumiho. Let's go.